Phoenix Rage is a brutally difficult platformer, but there's a fine line between frustrating and challenging. Despite precise controls, completing one of Phoenix's grueling stages never feels like an accomplishment. A minimal story provides context as an evil being destroys Phoenix's hometown and flees through a portal. Phoenix pursues this mysterious villain to exact justice, taking you through 200 stages across 8 worlds. Green globs of goo, lasers, teleporter beams, and an occasional boss will do everything they can to make your life a living hell. Just one hit kills you, but to help counter the overwhelming odds, Phoenix can jump and dash without limit. The controls are precise and fluid, but Phoenix's hitbox is larger than it should be, especially when having to dash through tight corridors. The biggest problem with Phoenix Rage is that winning almost always feels like it's a result of luck rather than skill. Sometimes just spamming the dash button to get through precarious situations is the best option to make it through a wave of enemies. When you die, everything in the stage resets position except the enemies. If enemies have tracked your movement to a different location, victory comes simply by luring them away from your ideal path. The majority of deaths feel beyond your control, with victory coming just because an enemy is a few pixels to the left or right. After completing the game with 1,636 deaths, it never seemed as if our skills had truly improved. Levels are creatively laid out, with some focusing on teleporter puzzles while others are more straightforward. Despite the wide variety, they do begin to feel redundant, and none are particularly memorable above the rest. Completing each stage under a certain time yields a star, which can then be spent unlocking any of the 9 minigames. One involves keeping a soccer ball in the air by hitting it with dashes while avoiding enemies. Another is a tribute to Pac-Man, which has you collecting as many cookies as you can in a grid-like arena, avoiding ghostly globs along the way. These are great diversions from the core game, giving you a chance to catch your breath. Speaking of cookies, Phoenix Rage has one of the most original sets of collectibles in recent memory. Each stage hides a cookie within, and if you successfully collect all of the cookies in a world, you unlock a real-life recipe. We haven't preheated our ovens just yet, but these treats sound absolutely delicious. Aside from cookies and minigames, there's also a challenge mode, further increasing the difficulty by limiting the amount of times Phoenix can jump and dash. It can be fun to try to figure out the perfect way to beat a stage, and adds a layer of thoughtfulness not particularly seen in the core game. The game's soundtrack is a mix of electronic dance beats, which goes perfectly with the vibrant visuals. However, with only one song per world, the looping tracks can get under your skin, only adding to the frustration of your repeated deaths. Phoenix Rage isn't for everybody. Some fans of Super Meat Boy, Flappy Bird, and other challenging platformers may want to test their mettle in a new arena, but conquering its trials results in a hollow sense of victory.